What is up guys, Thunder Studios here, and today we're going to be reviewing Blokees Action Edition Optimus Prime. This is Blokees' take on a Voyager scale model kit, just so you can see how big he is. Here he is with Deluxe Devastation Prime. So yeah, here's a model kit. You have to build him yourself. He comes on all these sprues, and all of these like different colors here, they're all part separated, so they each have their own individual sprues. Yeah, he looks really cool. He's like this chibiified G1 Optimus Prime, and yeah, he looks really cool. Unfortunately, he doesn't transform because he's a model kit or an action figure, but one of these days I'd like to see a third-party company like take up this design and make it transformable, or even Blokees themselves, because that would be super cool to see how all the engineering works. But yeah, I really like the aesthetic of this guy, and he is super posable too. I'll get onto that later. But something I'm not really the biggest fan of is the plastic quality. He doesn't really feel the greatest. Like, as you can see here, there's some like extra bits off the sprues and everything. I would recommend like you getting some snippers and cutting them off, but it says on the box that they're not really required, so I'm not sure. But he just feels like really, like the joints feel really bouncy, and compared to the other model kits, none of them have that issue. So I'm not really sure if it's just my copy or something. And also the plastic quality doesn't feel the greatest. I've had a part break on me, and some of the parts were really hard to put together. Like, as you can see in the chest, spoilers for later, but he has a matrix. But like, some of these parts aren't always fully down because they just don't stay in, which really sucks of the guy, kind of this price, because it's a little bit more expensive than a regular Voyager, and he doesn't transform, but he does look really cool. As you can see here, his head sculpt, he's got a really nice head sculpt and a good range of posability too. I'll go through the posability later, but as you saw, he has the matrix of leadership in his chest. I don't really think it's removable because it is kind of tight on there, as you can see. And I really like the silver details on the inside of the windows, even though you don't see it from the outside. And he also has some windscreen wipers there. And yeah, he has his grille and stripes. And for the arms, he has a pretty cool like smokestack design and shoulder pad design, where it's like a square but cut off at the corners, and he has an Autobot insignia. And for the lower arm, he has his arrows, but unfortunately like the parts aren't like red in the middle, so it just looks like a yellow arrow. And for the hands, they're just blue. And I do really like the color on this guy. It's like this really deep blue, but I would have preferred like a more classic blue, like similar to Devastation Prime, instead of this dark blue. But it does look good. And also he has his waistcoat, and no details on the back unfortunately, but the yellow is really vibrant on this guy and looks really good. He also has some details on the legs and the vents on his legs as well, and the silver on the base of his feet. And the feet do look really good. They're nice and chunky, so when you do get him in a pose, they sort of support him. But yeah, speaking of poses, let's get on to his articulation. He has two ball joints at the head, one at the neck and one at the actual head. It's super limited in terms of posing up, but around to the sides, it's not limited at all. So you can get him into some pretty cool looking down, like looking to the side shots and stuff. His arms, they go up to about that far. Something really cool is if you take the forearms and move them out, it sort of like extends the arm, as you can see here, so you can like get an even more range of posability. They go all around. Bicep rotation, elbow bend a little bit past 90. There's a ball joint at the wrist, and that will come in later for some accessories. But yeah, each finger is on a ball joint, apart from these three. They're all joined together, which really sucks in terms of like the hand gestures that you can put them in, but you can put them into some pretty iconic ones. I'll show you that later. He has an ab crunch, kind of, and yeah, one thing I said about like the plastic quality, if I just put his his chest and try and neutral pose, it just like tips forward automatically, which kind of sucks. And just the two fronts of his waistcoat are on ball joints, so it can kick up really far. Back, not so much. Out that far. Thigh rotation, knee bend, which is on a double joint, which goes back really far. He doesn't really have knee rotation. He has ankle pivot that can go that up, down, and he also has a toe joint, which isn't the most stable in terms of posing. Yeah, his articulation, he's kind of limited in some areas, but really posable in others. As for his accessories, he has his axe, which is just the standard G1 axe. I really like the honeycomb effect on there. And to use it, you just take off his fist, which is on a ball joint, and just plug it in. And that looks really good, especially in terms of posing. You can have him like slicing through stuff, and that looks really good. And he also has his jetpack, which looks pretty good. These like rocket bits are on ball joints, so you can rotate them. And to just add that onto him, you take off this back piece, and you can have that on him. That means you can get him into like flying poses and stuff like that. And he has his classic ion blaster. But I do really like the chibified aesthetic of this. And this is really cool because it has some play features in it. So this part can like go up and down. And also you can like reload it, which is very satisfying to do. And to just put it in his hand, you have to slightly raise these and the thumb. Then you just take this where there's a tab and put it in the slot like so, and just wrap around the fingers and the thumb. And yeah, you can get him into some pretty iconic poses, and that looks really good. For his other two accessories, you have to take off this part on his arm, which is on a ball joint, and I really wish they would have included like a part separator, because you can't, it's kind of difficult to get it out. But yeah, when you do, it's just on a ball joint, and he comes with two accessories that can fit in there. One of them being like this hologram thing, and you get two choices of stickers that you can stick in there. One of them being this one, and then there's another one. And that looks pretty good. I'd say it is a bit small, but that's just, I think, with the proportions and everything. And his second one, it comes with like a little laptop looking thing, computer, which is a really small for Optimus Prime. And you can either have a sticker of Bumblebee or Megatron on there, which is neat. If you didn't want them, you can add them onto this included base. There's just a bunch of peg holes around, and you can just peg it in, which is cool. As for the base, it's probably not the best thing since you can't really store the accessories in. They don't really slot in anywhere. But one thing that is really, really cool, if you've been watching some recent shorts on this channel, you may know that I really like light up features. So the Autobot symbol doubles as a magnet, which you just touch to his chest, and his eyes light up, and if you open up his chest windows, the Matrix too, and they glow up like this really, really vibrant blue. It looks so cool. And the Matrix goes like a lighter blue, almost white, and after a couple seconds they do turn off. See, get some spare parts, one of them being a sticker sheet, which you can add the stickers to give him his toy deco or alternate parts for the accessories, and a few alternate parts to give him his toy accurate head colors. And on my copy, the peg for the blue eyes actually broke, so I am looking into getting a replacement part, but that may take a while. So unfortunately I can't have them in his toy colors, which probably would have looked better from what I can see. And last but not least, he comes with a pointer finger, so if you just take his curved finger off a ball joint and replace it with the pointer one, you can have him in his very iconic G1 pointing pose, and it looks especially good. I don't really like the unnatural curve of his finger. It would have just been better if it was just straight out. That's just a minor gripe. Overall, I do think this looks really good, especially with his accessories. And if you pose him up, he looks really good. Yet again, be sure to check out my Instagram for my posts on him. Overall, what do I think of this figure? It works as a toy if you like posing him, playing with him. But for me, I kind of like the transformation aspect. But I would probably get Megatron if you guys want me to, so make sure to like the video if you want me to get Megatron or the other ones that came out. Should you get this, it's up to you, because it is a little bit more expensive than a Voyager, and in my opinion, I don't really think he's worth it. But if you can find him on sale, I definitely recommend it. But yeah, with all the issues I've had with like broken pieces, like the plastic quality, not really feeling great, I don't know, I'd say you can skip out on this one unless you really, really like blokies like I do. But for those of you who do want this guy, there will be a link in the description if you want to help support the channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what figure you want me to review next. Peace.